to speak to him about the physics and stuff, about certain things, because when certain things happen, I gotta report it and stuff. How you doing? You sergeant or captain?
What's that?
You the sergeant or the captain?
I'm Captain.
How you doing? My name is Ralph from the reGArd like this. Look, backhand. It's better. I was touching other stuff. Listen, I'm just moved down to my knot, right? And I have like these beads. I designed these beads and stuff, So I make these beads and I design them, and then somebody keep cutting them off my lace, but I'm wondering if it was some type of next funny situation, because I just moved into this place, and I don't know. For some reason, I kept on hearing like some funny situations and stuff, right? And then I try to ignore it because my neighbors and stuff. I just moved. I'm new to the place, but I walked into the room. They got like a door. There's a door in where I live right now. I'm renting, right? And then there's a door that has like I don't know where it leads to. I'm not concerned about it because it's not a part of the apartment and stuff. So I kind of shut it and I put stuff to block it. But the other day I stepped out my room and stuff, and when I came back, somebody cut the beads off the lace. And I was like, why would somebody do something like that? But then I had like a couple other things, but I didn't look to see if there was somebody misplaced it. I didn't really look for it. But I knew when I came inside that the beads were on the lace, but somebody cut it. So I'm like, yo, I live over there by what is it? 306 or 603 between 4th Northeast and
B&D Karma and convenience store, that area. There used to be a B&D market.
I think there's one near over there, but there's another one that's not too far. It's called Jug or something. I'll be have to go over there late night if I want certain things from over there. But somebody kept on cutting the lace off of the situation of my sneakers, and I'm like, well, why would somebody do that? But the funny thing is about this, right? The place I moved from, the same thing was happening over there. Because I was walking one night, and you know how you have like the fruit knives, the pocket knives. It's like it's not past palm. It's the legal ones that you carry in your pocket. But I had a special one that had like three holes in it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I kept it on me because I go outside because my foot was fractured. So these are the reason why I put the beads on sometimes too. My foot was fractured. And then when I go out for a walk, I have to massage my foot a certain type of way so it can ease off the the way I feel on my foot. So while I'm walking, I must have lost the knife somewhere. But when I came home, somebody did the same thing over there again. So it happened like 3 times over there. I came over here. I don't know. Somebody showed me some. They did the same thing again. I said, "What is that about?" And I'm like, that don't make no sense. But I teach physics, and the things I'll be speaking about a certain type of way. So it's just like before something, some other type of situation happen, I'm just letting individuals know, because if I'm in a place and I'm living there, and then like what I told you, and then I don't know, if I'm in the house, something happens, at least I let somebody know at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? So my name is Ralph Lane. I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything about the situation again, but it's just like I had to just come say something, because that's kind of weird. Because if you look at the way it doesn't come off. You understand what I'm saying? So the way this is, there's no reason for it to even pop or nothing like that. It wouldn't pop. So when I came inside, it was right there. And then when I come out the room, because I was in the other room for a minute, and when I come out the room, then it's gone. And I'm like, what was that about? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But is there people targeting certain things or something of the social economics a certain type of way?
No, you have to, when you're in the city of Minot's jurisdictions, you'd probably want someone in the city of Minot.
Yeah.
There's a trespassing issue between you and
No,
the
it's just
state.
not. There's never been a trespassing issue. Never been a trespassing issue. I don't really know the people inside. They seem okay. But I don't know about what the situation's about certain type of way, because regardless, it's something. If I said I was the head of my astrological tree, it's the same thing regardless, even beyond, even higher. So regardless if something's missing a certain type of way, it carries a certain type of way, but the level that it happened is different to the physical reality because, we're on a celestial earth dealing with cellular activity, and we just dealing with higher forms of generated matter. So other individuals might not be educated with the situation that goes on a certain type of way. You understand what I'm saying? So, and things may be different a certain type of way at a time that,
Yeah, we haven't had any reports of anybody
Oh, really?
in any similar circumstances, no.
Oh, okay. Well, I say I'll be real is like, my situation's different, so.
Is there anything you want us to?
Well, I just be real, if I ever have some type of situation like that happen again, like, can I call and just, and have somebody come by? Do you have like a card I can call and have somebody come by?
If you want to report a crime, you can just call 911, and you don't have to worry about the number. They might have you call a different number, but you can just call them and say,
or 311?
Report, you want to report a crime. And then they can direct you to whatever local jurisdiction you might need from there. So you can call it. That's the easiest way to get a hold of law enforcement.
Well, all right, I'm very thankful that you gave me the time to speak about this. I'm actually speaking about certain physics. You might want to check out. It's called Ralph Lane Jr. White is Gold, and Ralph Lane Jr. Majesty Cheese. This is the one I'm working on right now. It just teaches about different physics of the physical reality. Very wonderful for one's natural, social, economic equality. But have a wonderful day and a safe afternoon. Hey man, let me explain something to you, man. You see, I even have to stop the video for a second. I'm just being honest with you, but there's things I literally, and let me stop the video. I did that on my own because it's just a form of natural, because I'm not gonna let certain things happen a certain type of way. But I'm gonna just be real with you. There's things that you need to know. You see how even when officers have wild dogs and stuff, because sometimes they have canines that gotta chase individuals down. Some of them are used for either drug habits or certain things. For them to even do that type of thing, you gotta be careful of the dogs, because a dog has receptacles. The drug habit of the dog, if a dog ever sniffs coke or knows what it smells like to the atmosphere, it's gonna be a longer situation of the habitation, because depending on the comfortability, the way the dog felt and the way it was being used or abused, it might be comfortable sniffing something like that, and then them just want to wild out instantly in the physical reality. And then on top of it, if you ever have an officer that puts a muzzle on a dog, this future physics I'm speaking about precisely right now. If you ever have an officer that puts a muzzle on a dog, and that's in a precinct or another reality, then it has to be reported to the sergeant, the captain, the sheriff at the time, because let me go this way. It has to be reported to the sergeant, captain, the sheriff at the time that that individual may need side assistance when it comes to physical reality, because one has to be able to know one's perception of reality, even when it comes to the physical. So you don't want one being comfortable with certain type of emotions all the time, because you don't want one being negligent or ignorant when it comes to the physical reality. And you already know dogs are already of low habitation. You don't want it to generate a certain type of conduct that may cause ignorant behavior of one's social economics habitation. So be very careful and stuff. Another person says why, because there's a couple other things. It's just like, say you have an officer that puts a muzzle on a dog. As an officer, the dog is supposed to keep the officer alert, unless the officer is not comfortable with the dog and stuff. Some officers drive around the social economics with their dog, or when they call, just to make sure a situation, or you might have an officer that maybe on shift that just has to see how his habitation is when it comes to treating certain type of habitation to one's consciousness, that may have to know the reason of one's conduct. But, if if an officer puts a muzzle on the dog out in social economics, you don't, well, that's kind of safe because you don't want ignorant intentions building social economics and making unnecessary noise in people's head and stuff like that. But you gotta be very careful with that type of consideration when it comes to the physical reality. So let me go. Actually, I know where it is, so I should just go, I should just go that way. So you gotta be very careful with certain other things, especially sometimes early signs in anatomy about a natural conduct, especially when you have individuals moving to a social economic system of a certain habitation. So, you might have an individual a certain type of way, certain conduct. It's just one alertness even when it comes to what matters in life in the physical reality. So you got to be very careful to certain things, It's like I was speaking to the girl when I went to go ask the officer. She wanted to know what I'm asking about a certain type of way. I told her I just need to speak to somebody to make a report, but to speak to them about something because, sometimes you might have something happen a certain type of way, another person may not know about it, and then you have to speak to an officer because I don't want to be ignorant and just make an unnecessary report a certain thing about something a certain type of way, and then next thing you know, it don't be nothing. And then, or I can make a report about something, and then it'd be something else that was going on a certain type of way that I don't know about. It's just like the little pocket fruit knives and it seems like before people were going after me for like little China, I have a little China pocket fruit knife. So it seemed like people was going after it before in New York a certain type of way. I could end up some of them missing out here. I don't want somebody going to do something, and then next thing you know, they find my little pot. Speaking about the camera stopped and I'm just looking at the minutes, so I'm just gonna be real, like I said, funny a funny situation. Listen, be careful of forms of identity theft. be careful of certain forms of identity theft, but I'm gonna just be real with you, right? Say for instance, like I said, you have to report certain things because I gotta tell you over, I don't know when the video stopped. Say for instance, a person gotta report certain things a certain type of way because you never know the conduct of other individuals and what other individuals cause at a certain time when it comes to individuals' intentions of the physical reality. You might have some officers out there, like I said, if they put muzzles on the dogs, you might have to have them being viewed or looked upon a certain type of way because remember, dogs carry a natural current reality to the receptacles of their habitation. So you don't want, if you see an officer always with a dog or something, sometimes if you see him put a muzzle on the dog, it could be for wonderful habitation, but one would know that at least that, he probably, it's like a sign showing you that he's not happy with the anatomy of what's going on, with the receptiveness of the vibrations of his social conference at the time. And then on top of it, you might want to put him, even if he does have to take care of the dog, because you might have some officers that might have to just be on shift and they just have to take the dog for a walk or certain other things. And then another person might be viewing it to see the way they socially conduct themselves of the physical reality, how they handle certain habitations when it comes to consideration to the economic equality of certain forms of the physical reality of comfort or one receptiveness of the reality. But sometimes you might want to pair somebody up with another officer with a type of person a certain type of way, because let me just be real with you, you know what I'm saying? If a person is putting muzzles on the dog, sometimes you might want to put a person with a form of how can I say this? A partner. You might want to put the person with a partner because one has to know, one might need a certain other attention in a certain way for his alertness, because you don't want to, because the dog natural current of receptiveness at being at a low altitude, you don't want it to cause a certain type of false habitation to individuals. So you might want to have consideration to another person's consciousness where they have a point of view where one could even reflect on to even have a moment for themselves a certain type of way. But say for instance, you have an officer that goes out there and just put muzzles on dogs when it's in social economic habitation, it could show a certain type of influence. You don't want to, your dog has to be trained. Sometimes certain dogs might be comfortable with the type of, receptiveness that they're going after a certain type of way. So it might have to, the reason why it might have to be muzzled, but then you got to think about the natural conduct of the receptiveness of the receptacles or the reason of one's physical reality. So if one, the video stops, so I have to explain certain things another type of way, more intricate to you. So another person is doing certain things on purpose. It's just like, let me show you how real this is, because you have, if you see an officer put a muzzle on a dog, that could be for a couple of reasons. And you don't want an officer doing certain things, trying to seem like certain behavior, and then on top of it, causing a certain type of reality, a certain type of way. Because, sometimes officers they put muzzles on dogs because they don't want dogs to go around, or certain things to go around. And this is future physics. They don't want certain dogs or certain things to go around causing headache to other individuals a certain type of way. Sometimes they try to keep it silent. They don't want individuals to know what's going on a certain type of way. And then, that's why sometimes you have to have consideration. If you see an officer that moves to a social economic system, might have a new officer that just started doing certain things, you might want to partner him up with another individual sometimes, because the fact is it makes it comfortable to the natural current of one's receptiveness of knowing the reasons of one's intention, because you don't want one's habitation to be a form of discomfort if something's not wrong a certain type of way, already a certain type of way. So you gotta be very careful with certain things, and sometimes you might need another viewpoint in the way that another person views the natural conduct of other individuals through time when it comes to social economic equality. So I'll just be real with you, So it's just like you see, when I went to the precinct just now, I went to go ask the officer. I was like, yo, should I asked a chick behind the thing, can I speak to officer, sergeant, or captain? She wanted to know exactly what I wanted to speak to him about. But this is a form of some type of personal matter. I don't know who this chick is. She's not a chick that's an officer. She's just a receptionist that's working at the front desk. It doesn't make no sense to even speak to her to tell her anything that's going on, because I'm just new in the economic system also. So it's just like, I don't want to make a report about certain things, and then say I make a report and then an officer feels that it wasn't important for me to make a report. At least I spoke to him about it to say there was something weird happening so he could be aware of the situation a certain type of way. But then say for instance, it may have been something that already happened in a certain type of way, and then I might make a report about it, and then the officer might know. You never know. It might be something else. So at least I'm trying to make sure that I'm not blamed for other individuals' ignorance or causing certain type of realities a certain type of way. Let me give you an example, for instance. Because when I was in New York, I had these little pocket fruit China knives and stuff, right? And then at the digital system, there were certain things going on with international security with the digital system, and I reported it. I was like, I made a video about it on SanDisk. And I'm like, listen, man, some people, they kept on targeting me for the little pocket fruit knives. I don't know what it was. Those and some skull candy headphones. I don't know what type of physics or methodology or metaphysics or higher science they were doing a certain type of way when it comes to one's acknowledgement, consciousness, leading to one's receptiveness of one's current reality or one's magnitude of one's physics. So I said, something, I made a documentary on SanDisk about it, like, hey, man, one's conduct or receptiveness or one's conduct or magnitude of one's physical reality, because they were going after the skull candy headphones. And you see the video keeps stopping, and I keep playing the video, but now it's like 19 minutes, so the video stopped. I had to replay the video again. You have these individuals going around me in social economics, so you gotta be careful. But anyway, like I was saying, right? So I made a video about it on SanDisk, like, I used the SanDisk channel. I made a video like, hey, these people keep going after me for my little legal, not past palm little pocket fruit knives and stuff. I don't want nobody finding it or taking it from me on purpose, and then things are happening, and then next thing you know, somebody blames me for something that I don't know nothing about. So, a person has to be, I have to secure and make sure the secureness of myself is all right, because I don't want a person putting anything on me trying to say certain things. And then when that happened in Kenya, because I tell you, when I was out there, you remember all the videos I made on YouTube? The weirdest shit was happening a certain type of way with individuals, a certain type of way, and this made me feel like, anyway. So me coming out here now, and then, knowing that I am the real Zeus, and then, you only got to think about other individuals at the time, because niggas targeting me for some skull candy headphones, the little China pocket knives, the one, it had 3 circles in it. It was like a metal blade. It was like a real iron metal blade that had 3 circles in it, and then it had how can I say the element bone handle. It had an element bone handle, element bone handle, and then somebody targeted me for it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I ended up losing it, and then it had another screw, original element screw clamp. So now somebody could have been watching me about this, and then on top of it, when they took the skull candy headphones from me, you never know about another person's receptiveness of the physical reality when it comes to one's the social habitations of one's revenue, and then on top of it, the literal magnitude of the things that was happening, of the physics of the physical reality. So one has to be very cautious to even the situations that's happening a certain type of way, even in the physics. So, of course, I have to make a video about the situation. And speaking about it, the second time I'm explaining this on this video, because the video stopped, so I got to continue explaining it. So I might have said something in such a way, another person that's viewing it might be skeptical and scared, because they know they already did wrong, and they probably already trying to frame me, cause all type of situations, and being negligent, and they trying to probably manipulate somebody, probably trying to go around a situation another type of way. So other people have to pay attention to other individuals at the time, because another person might be a criminal behind this viewing the videos another type of way. So you got to be very careful with other individuals, because you never know the reasons of individuals and their social economic behavior when a person already showed you the reason of education from even a beginning point of existence, and then one ignores the reason of one's equality of physics, and then they trying to do their own thing. So you got to be very careful, because another person will just cause some false things to happen, and then it can endanger everybody's lives and shit. So, and then you have stupid young generations that done fucked up in the paradigm of time and the cycles of life. So there's a difference. So I'm just gonna be real. So I just I went to the precinct. I asked the girl if I could speak to Captain, because she wanted to know what it was about. She looked like I wouldn't have her working there. I'm just a person. It doesn't make sense to have a certain type of habitation of ignorance that will cause a certain type of stagnation, a certain type of way already in the physical reality. And then everything I was already explaining to you on the video before, speaking to the Empress, even dealing with mythology and magic. Because let me show you something, how real this is, right? You don't want to cause something. If a chick does bad magic or bad mythology or bad habitation, and that causes bad receptiveness to one's equality, or the reason of one's endurance, or the magnitude of one's level of one's heightened intensity at a time, it could be bad. You remember, I'm the one that came up with the idea for the hover cars for the future, with the electrical magnet strips that has to be placed on certain positions in the physical reality for one's direction when one is driving the hoverboard cars. That's future technology. I'm supposed to advance the economic system in certain places, not all places. Certain places and certain other places, people could regularly drive cars like they have wheels. And then on top of it, the cars that we're going to have in the future, the wheels are going to be made of certain type of liquid form that a person can even drink. It's like if it snows, it won't be dirty on the floor. It won't be carbon dioxide pressured of dirt residue a certain type of way. A person can naturally even scoop the fucking snow off the floor and drink it to even know I don't want to explain to you. I already explained it on the YouTube, on Ralph Lane J.R. White is Gold, on my other YouTube channel. So you just got to find it for yourself. But I'm just going to be real with you. Look at that. As speaking about it, look at all that. I wasn't even paying attention to that, for real, man. Yo, and then on top of it, my car tire ideas of the future is beyond of the highest quality. And then, this is why I may have been targeted by social economics, because the tires I came out with was better than the tires that individuals had in the Transformers or any fucking show or movie that they ever had. And I actually gave you the mechanics how to even make the tire. So this was what made it even dangerous for international security, because international security had to know, for me to do something like that, I must have been a smart person. And then on top of it, I had to be a former international security, because the other ideas of equality I came up with for international security. For one's comfort of social economic equality of revenue, or one's current reality, for one's habitation of intellectual high intensity, high upliftments of one's physical and one's consciousness. So, there's a difference to my physical reality. So other individuals trying to cause a form of entrapment, and just wasting other individuals' time, those are the savages another type of way that I already told you. But anyway, like I was saying, right? Say for instance, the Empress. Now, the Empress of the physical, Empress of the physical reality. If she does some type of magic, some type of witchcraft, right? And then she gets rid of certain people's habitation, whatever she does wrong to another person, right? What is she gonna do when that situation is gone? Or when all that shit she did, and it magnifies on a cellular structure level, in the physical reality of in matter, dealing on a celestial earth. What is gonna happen when if it's still around and there's nothing else left to do a certain type of way? So what is it gonna turn around and do to her at a certain point in the physical reality? What type of acknowledgement or mentality is it gonna have if it acknowledges a certain type of situation? What's gonna happen a certain type of way? So it's gonna cause, it'll be like a backlash to her, because now it's like, what comes around goes around a certain type of way, but depending on what one does and who one is, even of the physical reality. So this is why I try to educate individuals, and this is the same thing I try to warn my wife, even married a long time ago, but because our situation was so intensified, even dealing with Christ, because of my son, my little child. So, it was a difference of the physical reality, because I told you I'm the real Ming. I told you I'm the real Emperor Ing. I told you I'm Emperor Chi. I'm literally Magi, Majesty, Chi. Yo, listen, this thing's about, I'm the real Zeus, my nigga. Yo, my nigga. Hercules and them are my child, my nigga. So I don't gotta tell you about anything else, right? There's nothing that was done in any forms of enlightenment of one's journey, of one's intellect, of one's conscience, revenue, of current conduct, of receptive visual point of view of reality, for one's acknowledgement and for one's, how can I say this, structure of equality, even of one's motivation, of one's journey going forward, and any point of physical reality, of receptiveness, of intellectualness. No, it was all me. If anybody did something else, that was literally a disease that did it, because you don't know what's going on when it comes to the physical science of the higher mythology and metaphysics. That's a person that's just ending the world, that's just thinking with some Clash of the Titans, and with their fucking dick, that a Bobby be squash hamburger ground beef meat sooner or later. So it doesn't make no sense to do something stupid. This is why you have Star Trek. You understand? The Next Generation, you had tricorders. This is a real tricorder that we're on, But yeah, man, so if the Empress does something wrong in the physics, and then to another person, what's gonna happen to the equality? Because it's gonna be wasting her gas, wasting her current reality, and on top of it, it's gonna be trying to eat away at her, because all the receptiveness of the reason of the conduct of the celestial, or the how can I say this, the metaphysical condition of one's habitation, of one's current reality, or form of demoralizing one's consecration is gonna cause deterioration if it gets into the wrong, if it continues with the wrong type of acknowledgement. And then on top of it, it's just like a saying that you tell an individual back in days: don't bite the hand that feeds you. And then you have another individual that does something stupid, and then a man says, you see, what did I tell you a certain time? So what do you think that was gonna happen with individuals a certain type of way? So be very fucking careful to the people that you come into contact or you create certain conduct with, and the things that you do in the physical reality when it comes to one's mental or physical of one's higher reality of consciousness or physical reality or metaphysics. The magnified mental of one's physical conduct of reality. Things I don't want to speak about and I shouldn't have to explain to certain individuals when you have a fucking education and then you have people driving around wasting time for nothing, trying to cause situations that they shouldn't be causing, and then looking at people that's causing discomfort even of the physical view of reality, even at a time when a person just wants happy receptiveness. So you think about that, especially to the literal metaphysics or mythology of one's education, or how can I say this, magnitude of one's current reality, learning of one's social habitation, of one's revenue, or quality of one's value. Because if you have a people wasting a certain type of way of equality of value, it's deteriorating life, and then it'll show a certain type of way in the physical reality when it comes to certain individuals, and you don't want to lose the vitalness of your conscience or the reason that you even have vitalness of your conscience to even be receptive in a certain type of way. Because I told you, if something happened to me, there would even be a mega galaxy, a super galaxy, mega galaxy, quantum galaxy, highest or beyond highest, astrological, celestial, and we're on a celestial Earth, or star cluster, astrology, or constellations. I don't even got to tell you about wild zodiacs or the reason of one's intellect or the reasons of one's regard. So be very careful, man. Stupid people that doesn't know certain things that was done a certain type of way gets mad at certain people for just even knowing about certain equality, and then they just been running around like stupid assholes a certain type of way. And then me putting this information is for elders that really knew what was going on. So you tell me, it's just like checking your pamper. If you're an elder and another person been doing certain things to you, the way I've been feeling, the things I've been going on to individuals that's supposed to be teaching social society, it should be like checking the way people are telling me and the way they want me to tell you and to communicate this with you a certain time. It's like checking your pamper to see if your pamper or your drawers were dirty. So you gotta be careful a certain type of way with individuals. Loved one.